They thought he didn't belong in first class. They tried to remove him quietly. But when the captain stepped out of the cockpit, the entire cabin went silent. What they didn't know? This flight was about to change everything. The first-class cabin was unusually calm. Soft daylight poured in through the oval windows as the plane cruised high above the clouds. Businessmen scrolled on tablets. A couple whispered over champagne. And a flight attendant adjusted a blanket for a sleeping passenger. That's when she noticed him. Seat 2A. A black man, sitting upright, calm, dressed neatly. Not flashy, not sloppy. Just composed. His boarding pass rested on the armrest beside him, untouched. He hadn't ordered a drink, hadn't asked for anything. Yet the senior flight attendant slowed her steps as she passed him. She checked her tablet again. Then once more. Her jaw tightened slightly. She leaned toward her colleague and whispered, "Can you confirm 2A?" The second attendant glanced, then frowned. "That doesn't look right." They approached him together. "Sir," the senior attendant said politely but firmly, "may we see your boarding pass?" He handed it over without hesitation. She scanned it. Her smile froze for half a second. "This seat is reserved," she said carefully. "There may have been a mistake." "A mistake?" he asked, voice steady. "Not defensive, just curious." "Yes. We'll need you to step out into the aisle while we sort this out." Around them, heads slowly turned. First class wasn't loud, but it noticed everything. "I paid for this seat," he replied calmly. The attendant forced a polite smile. "I understand, sir, but this section is limited. Economy has open seating. We'll compensate you." He didn't raise his voice. Didn't argue. Instead, he asked one question. "Before I move, could you please tell me what the mistake is?" The attendant hesitated. Her colleague shifted uncomfortably. Passengers exchanged looks. Someone across the aisle stopped typing. A woman removed her headphones. "This is getting awkward," someone whispered. The senior attendant straightened her posture. "Sir, let's not delay departure." That's when the tension changed, because instead of standing up, the man reached into his jacket, slowly, and pulled out a thin black folder. Not angrily, not dramatically. He placed it on the armrest. "You might want to check something first," he said. The attendants glanced at the folder, confused. "What is that?" one asked. He looked past them, not at the passengers, not at the cabin, but toward the cockpit door. "Before you ask me to move," he said quietly, "could you call the captain?" That single sentence shifted the air. The attendants froze. "Sir, the captain is busy." "Please," he said, still calm. "Just tell him a passenger in 2A asked." Silence stretched. A businessman leaned forward. A flight attendant near the galley stopped mid-step. Reluctantly, the senior attendant picked up the intercom. "Captain, we have a situation in first class." Moments passed. Then the cockpit door clicked and began to open. No one knew yet why it mattered, but everyone could feel it, because the man in seat 2A didn't look nervous. He looked like someone who had been waiting for this exact moment. The cockpit door slid fully open. The captain stepped out. He was tall, silver-haired, and authoritative. The kind of presence that instantly quieted a room. Conversations stopped mid-breath. Even the flight attendant straightened. "Yes?" the captain asked, scanning the cabin. The senior attendant gestured quickly. "Sir, there seems to be an issue with a passenger seated in 2A. The captain's eyes followed her hand. And then he stopped walking. His confident expression vanished, replaced by something far more dangerous in aviation than anger: recognition. His eyes locked onto the man in 2A. The man stood slowly now, holding the thin black folder in one hand. "Captain Reynolds," he said calmly. The captain swallowed. "Yes, sir." That single word, "sir," sent a ripple through the cabin. The man opened the folder and held it out. Inside were official documents, neatly arranged: identification, authorization letters, a sealed report with the airline's insignia stamped across the top. "I'm conducting a scheduled, unannounced safety and compliance audit," the man said evenly. "Assigned directly by corporate." The captain took the folder with both hands. As he read, his face drained of color. Around them, passengers leaned forward. Phones slowly lowered. No one blinked. This audit, the man continued, includes emergency readiness, staff professionalism, and passenger treatment in premium cabins. The senior attendant's breathing became audible. The captain looked up sharply. You're the auditor? Yes. Silence fell like gravity. I boarded under standard protocol, the man said. I followed every rule. I presented valid credentials. And within minutes, he paused, letting the moment stretch. I was asked to leave my seat without explanation. The captain closed the folder. His jaw tightened. He turned to the attendants. Is this accurate? No one answered. The captain exhaled slowly, then did something no one expected. He turned back to the man in 2A and nodded. On behalf of this flight and this airline, he said clearly, loud enough for everyone to hear, I apologize. Gasps rippled through first class. The captain then faced the cabin. This flight will be delayed briefly, he announced, while we document a serious procedural failure. The senior attendant's face went pale. Within minutes, tablets were pulled out. Notes were taken. Statements recorded. The man returned calmly to his seat. No smugness, no victory smile, just quiet authority. As the captain prepared to return to the cockpit, he paused. Thank you, he said quietly, for showing us what we missed. The man nodded once. The plane eventually took off. Not anger, not shouting, not revenge, just truth delivered at 35,000 feet. And accountability, with nowhere to hide. They tried to remove him quietly. Instead, they exposed everything.